Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. We are a bit early, so I will sit back and put myself on mute and wait for a couple more people to arrive before we begin. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. It's a sunny Tuesday here where I'm at, so hope you all are having a sunny day as well. We will begin shortly. Thanks. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. We'll give it just a minute or so. Since it's early, people may be running behinds, getting their last cup of coffee. So we'll start in just a minute. Thanks for coming. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on including transit benefits and open enrollment. I'm your host and presenter, Katie Thompson, and I'm very happy to see you all here today as we discuss why and how to include transit benefits during open enrollment, along with the continued assistance Commute66 can provide your organization. As a business development manager of Commute66, which is an initiative of the Destination Sales and Marketing Group and is in collaboration with Arlington County and the Northern Virginia Transportation Commission, I will be covering how and why companies should include transit benefits in this year's open enrollment. In my role, and thanks to the grants that we operate under, Commute66 provides complimentary consulting services on transportation benefits, commuter programs, alternative scheduling, and more to help businesses and properties react to and be part of the regional transportation changes resulting from Transform 66 inside the Beltway. Today's webinar is being recorded, and if you have any questions, please feel free to include them in the questions box at any time, and I'll address them as soon as I can. If there's any tech issues as well, please feel free to include that in the questions or in the chat, whichever is easiest for you to access. So we will begin today's webinar, and again, thank you all for joining. So, with open enrollment just around the corner and many HR and benefits coordinators filing their sessions, communication efforts, and plans, Commute 66 is here to provide pre made material and assistance to include transit benefits in your open enrollment season this year and how to possibly include some for next year. Overall, our topics will include why to include transit program in open enrollment, how to structure it in this virtual or hybrid environment we find ourselves in, open enrollment assistance from Commute 66 that you can receive, and Sustain and Save, Commute 66 new regional incentive program. This transit program is available to all companies located inside the Beltway and within 3 miles of I-66. Companies can enroll in this program and allow their employees to take advantage of a $100 a month incentive. We will get into more details on this later, but this is definitely a benefit that you'll want to stick around to hear. So let's start with what are transit benefits? Transit benefits and programs were established by the federal government to allow employees to allocate pre-tax income for uses of transit passes, van pool costs, and parking fees. They're kind of split up into three different categories: pre-tax, direct benefit, and a combination. And then we have regional. So let's break this down. Pre-tax benefits or unsubsidized benefits is where employers allow employees to reserve income on a pre-tax basis to cover the cost of a commuter benefit. And this can equal up to $270 a month and changes on a yearly basis based off of the IRS. We do notify all of our business partners and clients of this $270 or annual change if there is any. And this does not require any financial contribution from the employer, but can help to save the individual employee up to $1,200 a year. The other option is a direct benefit or subsidized benefit. The employer can subsidize a portion of or the full cost of an employee's commute on transit. Again, the max is 270 per month and changes year over year. This benefit will reduce the employer's payroll tax contribution by the benefit amount provided, regardless of the benefit option chosen by employees, giving money directly to the individual to use on public transit or van pool costs. You can also have the combination of these two benefits, where the employer provides a monthly subsidy towards an employee commuting cost on transit and allows while also allowing the employee to set aside additional funds on a pre-tax basis to cover any additional commuting costs beyond the employer's contribution. Again, the max is 270. So let's say the employer provides $100 of a subsidized monthly amount. The employee could then choose to take another 170 pre-taxed monies out of their monthly budget, or excuse me, monthly salary. And we also have regional programs. Northern Virginia is great at having multiple regional programs that include a variety of programs. A lot concentrate on van pool, such as our sister program, Arlington Transportation Partners Van Pool Connect program, helps businesses form van pools by coordinating with van pool providers, regional incentives, and helps individual find appropriate van pools to join. There's also Van Pool Alliance, which offers a $400 a month, um, $400 a month to van pool cost for qualifying van pools if they agree to provide basic reporting and meet fee requirements. Commuter Connections also has pool rewards focusing on both van pool and carpool. There are also numerous different bike and walk programs your company can participate in to provide employees with encouragement to be active and reap the mental, emotional, and physical benefits that an active lifestyle can bring. Some programs include holding a capital bike share program, or excuse me, capital bike share corporate account, allowing your employees to take advantage of the various capital bike share station around the region. We can also help to create um, beginner bike programs, walk or movement challenges, and more when you work with our sister partners, Bike Arlington and Walk Arlington. And while these programs aren't tax free to individuals, employers can write off bike benefits as a business expense. And most of these programs are either free or very low costing and can encourage employees to take a break either before or after work, or maybe even during their lunch break, to go for a walk or bike ride. This will help demonstrate the importance of your workplace's mental health and well being to your employees, which has emerged as one of HR's top priorities in 2021 and moving forward according to Unum and SHRM. And finally, Sustain and Save. Offered by us, Commute66, Sustain and Save is our new incentive program available to any individual who switches from commuting along I-66 and paying tolls to another sustainable commute option. The goal of this program is to reduce traffic along I-66 and lessen parking management issues for individual companies and properties who may already be experiencing them or will surely experience them in the future as we continue to navigate the ups and downs of the pandemic and when we go back to work. Um, as I mentioned, the company must be located inside the Beltway and within 3 miles of I-66. This is something a Commute66 rep, such as myself, can check if you aren't sure. And we will go into a bit more detail towards the end of the presentation when we speak about the immediate assistance you can access to improve this year's open enrollment session. Benefits. There are multiple benefits we can reap both as employers, individuals, and a region when we include transportation benefits in open enrollment. Let's start with the regional aspect, as transit benefits are known to improve the multimodal regional network. Part of the assistance that Commute66 can provide is an introduction to the benefits and the system itself. A first couple attempts that a person may take at a new public transit system or something that maybe they're just not used to can be really overwhelming and not all that encouraging. But Commute 66 can break it down, provide educational pieces on how to take advantage of both the benefits your employer offers and the regional programs available, and how to navigate the regional network efficiently and safely. This encourages the use of public transit, van pools, or carpools when people know what they're doing and how to save themselves some time and money with the use of, like I mentioned, employer benefits, but also regional benefits as well. We also decrease air pollution when we encourage transit benefits, as this does encourage more sustainable options that produce less pollution and greenhouse gases, such as van pooling, public transit. These include MARC, VRE, WMATA, and local services as well. Transit benefits and the promotion of sustainable transit options have also shown to raise the standard of living of an area and to reduce pollution from road work and traffic. As you use less of the road, there's less wear and tear also on your personal vehicle, and you can save yourself a bit of money, which we'll get into later. By helping employees find a sustainable transportation option, you can create a great impact. So, according to the Kansas City Area Transportation Authority, a single person who switches from a 20-mile commute alone, which is more common than you might assume, someone who's commuting 20 miles alone by car to an existing public transportation can reduce their annual CO2 emissions by 20 pounds per day. So this is equal about a 10% reduction in greenhouse gases produced by a typical two-adult, two-car household, the typical demographic of a US household, will also lessen traffic. And this is focusing on peak direction and peak period, as a majority of the traffic along I-66 is in peak direction and peak period, which you can see because of the tolls. In the morning, I-66 is tolled eastbound leading into Arlington when the most traffic is on that road, and in the evening it is focused on westbound, away from Arlington and DC. But by choosing another transportation option and including the benefits to make the choice easier and more attractive, you're encouraging your staff to look at the different um, options available and remove a vehicle off the road, creating a much safer area as well. So company specific benefits. Excuse me. For employers, there are many benefits that you can experience. Transit benefits have been shown to improve higher retention rates, improve the flexibility and success of balancing in person and remote workers, and help to support mental health and well being, along with equity amongst staff. Each of these are high priorities for issues facing HR professionals and their companies right now, especially according to SHRM, enrollment strategy specialists, and the survey of HR professionals. These are the biggest issues facing companies right now that the HR is looking at. Specifically, higher retention. 67.7% of HR professionals says that this is a big issue, along with help to support mental health and well-being, with about 11% citing that. So there's a lot of weight in these issues, but transit benefits can help to negate them and make them easier with very low to minimal cost or time commitment on your side. This also helps the to diversify an employer's benefit package, more inclusion in the types of benefits available, including benefits for employees who live farther away from the office can really help to create equity in your workplace. Many times, those who live outside of the immediate area where WMATA's metro service can cover may feel left out, but working with Commute 66 and focusing on benefits that focus on the whole region in its entirety will really help to improve the equity. Will also mitigate parking management issues. And as we've continued since the onslaught of the pandemic in March of 2020, since when we saw that huge decrease in traffic, we have seen a steady increase in traffic along I-66 and an increase in parking spot usage in Arlington. Getting ahead of the game and working with Commute 66 to implement parking management strategies will help prevent further parking management issues or parking shortages that you're likely to experience. And for employee specific benefits, you will save them money and time and stress from moving from driving alone, which is one of the most stressful commute options available, to a more cooperative, reliable commute option. And this is something that we can help step them through with our transportation consultant professionals. So, why during open enrollment? Well, open enrollment is a period when employees make changes to their benefits. You're helping them to consolidate choices as they're already considering their future and making decisions about the benefits for next year. By including commute programs in your benefits conversation and education pieces, information and support at this pivotal moment can really help them make determinations for when they return to the office. This also helps your employees see that their commute can be one less cost, one less stress for them to deal with when everyone is ready to return to the office. And we're still commuting. Let's take a look at this graph right here for a second and the tolling trends. You can see that throughout the year of 2021, I've taken throughout the end of each 3 quarters that we've already gone through. March of you can see is focused below 4 with this blue line. June, the orange line, has increased, and September last month it continues. And as I've said, we've seen an increase in parking usage along Arlington. And just for reference, the tolls along I-60, these are tolls along I-66 running from the 495 Express Lane entrance and getting off on the Lee Highway Spout Run Parkway exit starting at 8 a.m. So we can work together to ensure that these tolls stay low by encouraging the use of public transit or van pooling, which have been shown to be very safe in terms of COVID protection and have not scientifically and peer-reviewed articles have shown that there have not been much spread of COVID along public transit due to the safety protocols that they are offering. You'll also be increasing the capability of workflow automation, which is a huge issue and concern for all employers and companies right now, as we're getting our workplace ready for either a hybrid work life or fully remote or maybe fully back in the office. The reality is it's unexpected. And for instance, this week, WMATA decided to reduce their service after a metro train was derailed, and for the safety of all customers and employees. This did cause delays for people around the regions, and companies that have the flexibility set up for their employees to work around the region were able to respond quickly and have their work minimally disrupted. Additionally, employees have been vocal with the desire for flexible remote work. About 70% of employees in Asherm provided study has shown that they do desire more flexible remote work option, and this includes conversations about transportation options and how a hybrid work balance can really take advantage of these benefits will be necessary, as this will be a new normal for everyone. You know, the new normal that we all keep talking about. And this will add value to the open enrollment process and to the value of your benefits package. And while recognizing that while not everyone may be commuting to the office every day, people are still commuting, even if it's only a couple of times a month. Moving around the region is what, and moving around the region to get what they need. So providing transit programs, bike and walk programs, and educational pieces on the regional transportation network will show that the employer's concern for their employees' welfare is both during and outside of work hours or the commute times. All of this to say that some programs can help to consider outside activities to positively benefit mental, emotional, and physical health, as I've previously mentioned, and with the recognition that commuter benefits and monetary incentives can only be used for daily commutes to and from the office. But bottom line, this extra step will show your employees that you care about their well-being and stress levels beyond the confines of the office. Now let's get into the structure and communication of implementing transit benefits in a virtual or hybrid environment. First, we recognize that the biggest issue right now is meeting people where they are. So we can schedule individual meetings or group AMAs, Ask Me Anything, or lunch hour type events. But our goal is to provide a benefits anywhere, anytime approach. We accomplish this through easily scheduling options, explanation videos, one-on-one meetings, and we can also be a central hub for information that employees have access to during enrollment and beyond. And so, what other support can we provide before, during, and beyond open enrollment? While we help to create a fresh content for employees, we will provide pre-made promotion materials to help with communication support and create clarity via education-focused materials. We will also target communications and can do so via zip code mapping and surveying. During open enrollment, Commute66 can set up reminders and notifications. And we will also have positive reinforcements that are connected through data and kind of focused around, by committing to public transit, you can save yourself this specific amount of money, time, or carbon emissions. But this can also be based off of the individuals, the commuters, and where your office space is located. And after open enrollment, we can include enrollment numbers, meetings, and general data to see where we positively influenced your employees in choosing transit benefits and what we can do in the future to improve next year's open enrollment. But for immediate assistance, Commute66 can provide for this year's open enrollment. So as I've mentioned, we've seen a really high importance, according to SHRM experts, on improving education, engagement, and morale during open enrollment. These being one of the top concerns HR professional has. And we addressed this previously, as I mentioned, through the different pre-made communication pieces that we have created and we can create specifically for your company, as well as hosting any sort of events such as onboarding events where we meet with a new employee to give them the rundown of benefits, taking another task off of your hands during a busy time. We also can provide a company-wide Q&A, lunch and learns, short webinars such as this, zip code call outs, and or participates in benefits or health fairs. And finally, sustain and save. So let's dig into this a little more now, and I will follow up you later today with a one pager containing more information on this program that you can easily find, and you can contact me if you're interested in including this in your company. As this is in the immediate assistance, this program can be implemented into your company before open enrollment even begins. It just takes a couple of days, and I'll explain how. So the basis of this program, first off, is to provide $100 a month to eligible employees when they switch from driving alone along I-66 and paying tolls to an eligible commute option. So that could be walking, biking, van pooling, carpooling, or public transit. The enrollment process is quick and easy. We designed this to take minimal amount of effort and time for the company and for it to be on our hands. So we can help the best way that we know how as transportation consultant professionals. So starting with companies to enroll, an HR manager, a facility manager, or decision maker will need to sign our participation form. This is a non-binding form mainly for our grantors to know which companies have committed to this program. This form states that you will help pass on pre-made promotion material to your employees and pass on any interested individual to us. So companies are just the middleman to pass on, and we take all of the hard work on. But hard or fun, I prefer fun. This also requires little time commitment. It was designed for companies to have that. As I mentioned, the promotion materials are pre-made, and we can also host events to answer questions and then continue to encourage people to explore sustainable transportation modes while receiving a monetary incentive. And there's no monetary commitment on your side. As we operate under a grant from the Northern Virginia Transportation Commission, the $100 monthly incentive comes from us at Commute66, so requiring, again, no monetary contribution from the employer. So with an easy, quick sign up, your company can join this program before open enrollment within just a couple of days. This program can gain a lot of goodwill from your employees by joining without putting in very much effort. $100 a month for swapping a commute can be a nice bonus for employees, especially if they're working in a hybrid schedule. So this program isn't designed or does not have to exclusively include individuals who commute 5 days a week. You could commute 2 days a week. As long as you switch from driving alone to a sustainable method and an eligible mode, then you will receive $100 a month as an individual. I am going to take time as we enter our final slide to insert a link to the survey in the chat, which you should all receive right now. Please take some time after the webinar and fill this out or now, so we can improve our next webinar and include additional information that you would like to see, or if you would like to be followed up with on more information on including transit benefits in your open enrollment, or signing your company up and enrolling them in sustain and save and getting more of your individual employees on a sustainable track. So long-term assistance. We talked about what we could do right now as open enrollment is quickly approaching, but what can we do for long-term? Sometimes transit benefits do take a while, and this is where Commute66 can really step in, find which benefits and structure are best for your work culture, as well as finalizing the details. So establishing transit programs and benefits is easy when you work with Commute66. We will provide assistance in creating and implementing a program that works best for your entire workforce and your company goals. You set up your workforce for success during uncertainty. As we've previously mentioned, having a more hybrid work a more hybrid work model, as well as the transportation options to support it, can really help to decrease any disruptions that your company may experience. We also help with creating surveys and density plot maps. This can help to create targeted communications and benefits. So if you find that a lot of people are actually farther out from your workplace location than you originally thought, maybe having more VAMPL focused communications or benefits would be more beneficial to everybody at large. And we also provide data-driven solutions from the survey and density plot maps provided by us, Commute66, and our mobility lab researchers. So there's a lot more that we can do. I left this short as we're approaching that 30-minute deadline. And that is all that I have. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the question chat. You can also see my email right here. And you can reach out to me at any time with questions, or if you're feeling inspired to start something right now. Otherwise, thank you again so much for joining, everyone. And please fill out the survey and be on the lookout for my follow-up email later today. Thank you, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.